guys, this is BuyFX and welcome to another weekly top-down analysis on currency pairs. Before we start anything, right, we usually look for the overall direction of the major stronghold of the currencies, right, which is the US dollar. So if we could highly get the overall direction of the US dollar, then we'll now be speculating on major pairs, their possible directions, and some metals, right, indices, right, like the gold and stuff, right. So the US dollar index direction usually forecast where the overall direction of the market is going, right. As you can see, these have been the analysis we've been using for weeks now, and everything has been going as expected. Don't forget, here on the weekly time frame, we're in a nice uptrend right now. As you can see, when the market hit around this particular zone where it got support from at around the zone here at 100, and then the market shift. As you can see, there was an impulse here. The market, after hitting these liquidity zone here where the resistance trend line, right, the market started crashing down. Now the most interesting part is previously there's an impulse that we entered a correctional channel. Then what happened? There's a bullish confirmation. The market spiked up. The market is now the market broke out of the channel and then started going up. Right. If you calculate the movement from here, breaking of the structure, making a new high, we'll be expecting the market to get rejections at around this particular zone. Just at around this zone here, that's where the major resistance is, since we're not trading above this zone now. So this is on the weekly. So let's go down to the daily time frame. We are overall bullish on the US dollar. If you check here, this was a correction we marked. If you're in the BuyFX live on TikTok, right, we did something similar like this, and we said the market spiked up and we entered a correctional channel. From there, after the correctional channel, this was a bullish impulse, and we entered a bullish continuational flag, and then we spiked up, and that's exactly what the market has done. But we are hitting the major resistance we saw there on the weekly time frame, right? There's a zone we left just some minutes ago. Let's go down to the high time frame, right? At exact this zone here, this was a previous resistance zone. So as you can see, the market is reacting to that particular zone. So there is possibility of the market breaking through that resistance at a go, and there's possibility of the market coming back, right? Sometimes a zone is very, very valid. The market usually fails to break it at a go. You can see we went up, made first attempt, right? We came back for the retest after the breakout of here, and then we're giving it another try. If it fails, we're going to come back down and then go back up to try again. But with what I'm saying, it's going to be a little bit clean breakout there during the week we're entering. So for overall, right, we're in the resistance. So we know that the US dollar is still bullish, and where we could get another resistance zone is still above, right? This is where, if we break that zone where we are, the confidence we're using is because of the zones you're seeing here. You see the zone? This was a previous resistance zone, right? That's why you see the market reacting, right? Failed to break the first time, went to make another analysis the second time, make another attempt the second time. So if we can break that clean, we're going to see the market spiking up, coming back for a retest, and then continue. But if we fail to break within the week, it's gonna give the market, right, all markets that have been in an impulse move, to give them a room for correction this week. If the US dollar becomes bearish, right, you could see other pairs have been spiking, right? The US dollar becomes bearish, it's gonna keep give other pairs like the GBPUSD, USD a room to create some room or some corrections before the impulse correct and continue. But with what I'm seeing with good, I think the US dollar is going to keep pushing up. So that's it for the US dollar. We predicted that the market, once we break the zone, it's going to continue up. But right now, as we're in that resistance zone, we can see massive rejections, right? We made first attempt, second attempt, and then the market is now going for what? It's going for another attempt right now. See, these are attempts on the M30. So we made multiple attempts, but right now, as you can see, this was the last high we created, so the market is going for a nice correction, an impulse now. So as you can see, we create a lower low, so this is a confirmed buy for now on the DXY. On the DXY, I think it will have been possible, right, if we created this was a nice impulse, right? So we broke out, the market went for a retest, right? Instead of going more down, the market went and created a new high instead. So this is a bullish continuation there on the smaller time frame. So let's move on to the other pair. Hello guys, this is the EURUSD on the weekly time frame. Can you see that on the EURUSD we are on the weekly time frame, right? We've been in a bearish trend for a long time, and possibly, right, you could see that on the weekly time frame we're just in we're in a correction. So the correction was a little bit short because we got rejected at around this particular zone here, so we're heading down. Right, that's where we end, and the bullish correction got short and then ended, right? As you can see here, this is where we are on the weekly time frame, and we got rejected at close to that particular zone. So right now, as you can see, this is exactly what we're having here. After an impulse, right, we entered a consolidating channel, and luckily the market broke out of the consolidating channel and is now approaching a major support zone. We broke the first support and we are heading more down. So let's zoom in a little bit so you could see on the weekly time frame, you could see we are still heading down. But the most important part is we broke out of the first support zone here and we are heading to the second support zone. Right, it's ideal for the market to give us a nice breakout and retest, right, on the weekly also. So let's go down to the down. So as you can see, this was the support we broke, right? We just cleanly broke the support, so I'm still looking bearish, right? I'm still looking bearish on EURUSD with what I'm seeing. This is a nice break of structure, creating more lower lows, right? Breaking structures, right? So we're going for a nice impulse on the sell. So we broke the major support zone and we are heading more down on the higher time frame. And where are we speculating the market to go? We're heading down to 1.5400, right? 1.5400. So it's gonna be a continuous sell there on the higher time frame. So let's go down to the smaller time frame. So you could see, right? This is a nice impulse, and right now I can see a bearish continuation of pattern here on. I can see a bearish continuation of pattern here on the 4 hours time frame, and you know how we trade it, right? You see here, right? This is a nice bearish continuation of pattern here. So what are we just expecting? We'll be waiting for the market to give us a clean breakout, right, the retest, and then we keep on selling the market to the downside. This is a nice clean one, but I think the correction is going to take at least half of this candle here because of this nice imbalance here, right? And then we break out, we continue selling to 1.05400. So that's it. As you can see, our analysis on the previous week have played out so well. It's just a thing of patience and having enough liquidity to hold your account, right? You can see the market is making sure to mitigate every move it has made, so it shouldn't come back up, right? You can see that. So right now, this is a bearish continuation pattern there on the EURUSD. So guys, that is it on the EURUSD. well, I'm still seeing a bearish turn there. You know, we just nearly broke out of the trend, right, on the weekly time frame. So we'll be looking to sell the Euro USD more during the week. So we're gonna see how far it plays during the week. So guys, this is the Euro USD. Let's move to the other pair. Hello guys, this is GBPUSD and we are back on the weekly time frame. Can you see that both Euro USD, the GBPUSD all are on a nice bearish turn, right? You can see they're all in a nice bearish turn. So right now you can see we have a clean breakout of the channel, right? On GBPUSD, we broke this channel, right? And the market has been pushing more down, right? The market has been pushing more down. Is there rooms for corrections? So we're going to check and then see how the market plays out. You can see more bearish trend here, right? Since USD is a code pair, so you're going to see most of them having the same pattern. So this is an ascending triangle, right? A bearish ascending triangle, and the market broke out, and now we are now in a bearish trend. Accurately, we can see with the bullish momentum we're having on USD, we should see GBP going more down. So let's go down to the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, you could see how clean the chart is, right? And we have been going down. As you can see, we are approaching. We broke those zones, and I think the next zone we'll be having is around here, right? Maybe we could be able to get accurate directions from here, because the market has been pushing more down, and it's ideal for the market to go into corrections, right? Because if we're going to speculate on this particular zone we are in, it's going to be a long bearish sell in weeks, right? As you can see, the market is actually doing that. We broke the major support zone, and we are doing what? We are still heading down, right? We're still heading down, but I can see a nice zone here where we could have a little bit of corrections, right, before the market goes back down, because this is a valid zone where we could get support there if the market comes back during the week on the daily time. That's at 1.21877. So let's go down to the 4 hours time frame. Let's see what the market is creating, right? The market cannot just be going down. It doesn't go straight in a straight line, right? It goes in an impulse correction. And if we're gonna speculate on this particular trend we're in, right? You could see it's ideal, right? If the market keeps going down, it's ideal. The market should give us a nice correction to this particular zone and then continue down. So many things can happen during the week, right? It happens, but we are in a major bearish trend to the upside, and our speculation is for the market to come at least 1927 for we to have a bigger rejections, right? And we have zones for the market to feel like there is a liquidity here on the highest time frame. This is the 4 hours trend we are in. The daily time frame, or yes, that's the daily time trend we are in, and this is the 4 hour trend we are in. As you can see, the market has already hit the 4 hours trend, and we are speculating for the market to go for a nice bullish correction, retest at this particular support zone which was broken, and then the market will continue selling to the downside. So that's it on this, and we're going to move to the other pair. Okay, hello guys, this is the USD CAD. As you can see on the weekly time frame, right, we have similar patterns on our pairs, right? On this one, USD is the base currency, where CAD is the quote currency on this particular pair. You can see if we go back to the highest time frame, you're going to see the market the market has broken out of a particular trend, right? We were speculating for the market to push upward. We got a nice rejection of breakout, and then the market is coming down. So as you can see here, the market is actually going back for what? The market is actually, this is where it came back. This is the monthly, the daily zone. So the market came here, sweep liquidity, and the market is pushing back up. But the most important part was this zone was broken, right? This zone was broken, so we're speculating for more bearish trend to the downside. As you can see here, all these zones you're seeing is a bullish continuation of pattern. If the market is going to come back more down, or we're going to see a more bullish push to the upside, we're going to see it here on the US dollar. So if the US dollar keep pushing the card, right, you can see the US dollar has gotten support and is going for a nice push to the upside, right? We broke out, we created a lower high. Don't forget these highs are still valid, so there is possibility if we're changing the trend right now, we're going to need the market to give us a lower high and then we continue back down. But this could be a fake out, right? It could be a fake out. The market could just cleanly, right, go back up and then continue its bullish trend, right, on the USD JPY. And the more bullish the USD comes on the card, right, the more bearish, right, the card is. So this is exactly what I'm speculating on card. So let's go down to the 4 hours time frame so you could see. We clearly break out of the trend and we came back for a retest and we are now in a bullish spike. So right now if you're entering here, your SLs will just be below the zone and we'll be buying more on the USD card. This is a nice trade there. This is a very nice. We got double bottom rejections here and the market is now pushing up. Right, what we are seeing, this is a nice change of trend. This was the last zone here. We broke it, a change of character, and right now the market is going back. This is the lower high, and then the market is going to give us a nice clean break of structure, and then we go back again, and the trend continue up. So let's go down to the 1 hour time frame where we could be seeing the overall direction. Everything you're seeing there is still going to be the same thing because this is a nice resistance now, right? This is a nice support zone on the trend here, so this could signal more buys to the upside. So right now we have an impulse, right, a correction, and we're going for a nice impulse to the upside. So there's a nice bullish trend on this week on the US dollar card. So that's it for the US dollar card. Let's move to the other pair. Okay guys, this is the US dollar, Japanese yen on the weekly analysis, right? Top down analysis we did. As you can see on the weekly time frame, we are on a bullish trend, right? You could see the market was in a bearish trend and we got a nice momentum. This was the highest high we've seen, right? The midway zone and the highest high we've seen and the lowest low we've seen in the market. And right now you could see the market is approaching where the bearish momentum started, right? We started from here, made a lower high, and then right now we are approaching that zone. So this is a bullish trend and it's ideal, right, on the weekly, right? After the market went back up, the market should come back to give us a nice fill up the liquidity here, and then we continue. Now the most important part we are seeing here is now the market went up, right, and got rejected here, and we are approaching that particular zone. I'll be waiting patiently on the weekly, right, to see when the market hits here. From here, I will be looking for buys from here, sells from this particular zone. So let's go down to the smaller time frame. You could see we're in a nice uptrend here, and the market is approaching that particular zone where we'll get rejected from. Don't forget the trend. The trend you saw there on the this trend you see here was a daily trend, right? As you can see, if we're going to tap on the trend resistance here, we're going to go into a correction and then an import. Then our point of interest is this particular zone here. So from there we might be seeing a massive crash to the downside, right? Because this was a nice resistance in there, and all retailers, right, as all speculators are looking to sell the market from this particular zone there. So it's going to be, either we wait for the market to tap into this, right, and then we go back for a correction, and maybe the second time the market will cleanly break out, right, and then we continue up, and there's possibility, right, the market could easily get rejected there and fill up that weekly space we have seen, that weekly support zone we have seen below, right, and the market will cleanly go a little bit and then we crash back down and start selling. So let's go down to the 4 hours time frame. You're still going to get same zone there. As you can see, the market did a fake out to go as if it wants to go into this into corrections, right, and they went up and the market went back into the trend. So for now we're still bullish until we break these highs to confirm we are continuing up. You understand? So if we break below that high we are in right now, if we fail to break this high, then we'll be selling back down, and that's where the breakout will go. And we might be going for what? We might be going for the daily corrections first before the weekly one. So that's it on the USDJPY, and we'll be moving for the other pair. Can you see here? Once we break, we fail to create a new low there, then we'll be going for the daily corrections. So that's it on the USDJPY. So let's move to the other pair. Hello guys, this is the Australian dollars, Japanese yuan, right? And this is the weekly top-down analysis on the AUDJPY. And you see that this is the previous this is the previous high we've seen, and this is the previous low on the weekly time frame is still below. This low you're seeing is on the daily time frame, and this is the weekly low we're seeing. So this is where we got support on the weekly, right? And we are speculating for what? We're still speculating for buys to continue. As you can see on the weekly, we have a nice trend here that is riding the market to the upside. So ideally, there was an impulse, we got rejected and the market went into corrections, and right now you can see we broke out of the trend, and we are trying again to break that zone. And our major resistance zone where we'll be speculating for the market to go on a massive sell will be this point of interest here. Can you see that? So let's go down to the daily time frame. So you could see here on the daily time frame, this is where we broke out of the channel, right? We broke out of here, and the market cleanly came back for a nice retest. This could tell you that this was the last zone here. The market cleanly tested, and we are looking for more bullish push to the upside. So we closed with the bullish candle on the last week, right? During the last week, and as you can see here, this was a resistance, now a support zone, and the market is cleanly trading above that. So guys, with what I'm seeing here, if it is ideal for the market to come back for a nice retracement, which it has done, right? Created a new high, came back for a nice retest there, and it's a bullish impulse to the upside on the daily time frame. So let's go back to the 4 hours time frame. So guys, with what we are seeing on the 4 hours time frame, we came back for a nice retest, and we're expecting a more bullish push to the upside. With what I'm seeing here, we could see that the market is overturning and could be going for corrections there, because if the market fails to make a new high above this, right, it's going to be a bearish trend, right, to the downside. What we're seeing, and we're speculating more bullish push on the highest time frame. So we're going to look it out and then see how it plays out, because this was where we broke out, and I can see we're still going up, right? This is where we broke out of the trend and the market went back up. But let's see if we're going to see more bullish push and bearish push to the downside. It's going to be looking for more sells to the downside, at least a mid sells before the buys comes in. So that's it on AUDJPY, because we know we broke out of the trend, right, and we are looking for more bullish push to the upside. So if we can see the market coming back into the trend, right, we're going to adjust and then continue looking for buy setups on AUDJPY. So that's it on hello guys, we are now on the metals, right? We are on US oil, right? CFDs on crude oil. So if you remember on our last analysis, right, the previous week, right, you see here, this was our point of interest. Can you see the market did an exact came to the point of interest, tapped a sweep of liquidity, and the market is now doing what? The market is clearly going down. With what I'm seeing here, this is a nice trend. Yeah, I will be speculating on a nice bearish continuation here. Right, this is a nice one. Right, this is a nice impulse there, and we'll be looking for sales. Once the breakout happens, we'll be looking to sell the market more. Right, we'll be looking to sell the market more to the downside on US oil. This is a nice setup there, and we'll be speculating for bearish fall. This is a impulse, and then we're in a correctional channel, then we crash back down. So that was a nice good one there on the US oil. Very simple, and our analysis on the high time frame still stands, just like the way we said, right? It's gonna get rejected there, and it has done exact, because we got multiple. But there is a nice confidence there where we could get rejected from, and the market did as exact. So this is where we are looking for, right, to see how the correction is going to play out. We're going to look for a nice impulse there, and the market will crash down, and we'll be approaching the daily trend line support zone, and then we'll be feeling the liquidity here first before looking for buy setups more to the upside. That is on the US oil. Let's move to the other pair. So hello guys, this is gold. Our last analysis we did on gold. Can you see that on the weekly time frame? We know gold has been on a bearish weekly trend right now, right? An impulse. After the impulse, we went into another correction now. So we are doing another impulse to the downside. Can you see that the market tapped into the trend line here? Came back here, tapped into the trend here, and now we're tapping into the trend here, and we're looking for more sales. So some awesome stuff happened on gold the week we left, right? We were speculating for sales from this particular zone, right? The nice thing was, I know the market is trading below the trend, right? So when the fake out happened, we started looking for sales at around this particular zone. So I know the market won't push above that particular zone. So at around here, I keep choking more positions, right? And at exact 1946, 1947, the market spiked down. So that's the bearish continuation for me on gold. So we're gonna just adjust our trend, and then we keep riding the market to the downside. Can you see? If you check that where we just adjusted, right, the trend, right, is the week there on the weekly time frame. So for now, you see our TPs have been hit. Our TPs have been hit on gold. So we'll be looking for more positions right now. So if here, so for gold, right, I'll be looking to sell more, but I'll be waiting for the market to give me a fill up on this fair value gap. Just imbalance, right? So for me, I'll be patiently waiting for gold to come back to this zone where it should be giving me a lower high, and then we'll be looking to sell more to the downside just as expected. Right, getting into here, it's too early. I'll be patiently waiting for the market to come here. So once the market does come around that particular zone, I'll be looking to do what? I'll be looking to sell the market to the downside. So everything on gold is simple and clear, right? And very, very open, right? So that was a nice one there on gold, and we're still bearish, right? The fake out just last week, no news. There was no news, nothing, and gold just spiked from this particular from 1936 to 1947, and then a nice crash happened there, and the market came back into the overall direction of the market, and we are looking to sell more on gold. For me, I'll be waiting for the market to come back, maybe at around our first entry zone 1935, or where the weeks happen, right, at around 1937, then we'll be looking for more sells to the downside. So guys, that's it for gold, and let's move to the BTC. Hello guys, if you're following our analysis on BTC US dollar, right, you will notice our analysis pattern, right? We started selling BTC at around the zone when the market went into the flag, gave us a triple top there, and then we crashed back down. Why was the crash an imminent one? Was because when the market was giving us this impulse, it left an imbalance at around this particular zone. So that's why the market has to come back and mitigate completely this other block. So with what I'm seeing here, right, if this is the zones we are expecting for the market to do what? To continue down, then we could see the market created new highs here, and we're in a bullish trend. So we need zones to keep on buying the market to the upside. I think if we're going to mark here as the highest high we've seen, right, the market came close there, and here as the lowest low we've seen. So with this zone, right, we could see these are consolidating channel. The market spiked down and consolidating channel, right, and it's supposed to be a bearish push to the downside. So we're creating lower highs, right? If you use a trend, you could see the market is still on a nice downtrend there. Can you see that we're in a nice downtrend? So we are looking to speculate more sells on the US dollar, unless when the market fails to create a new low. As you can see here, from here we started, this is a lower low instead of a lower high. So let's see, the market will cleanly give us a lower high, right, and then we keep on selling the market to the downside. Very, very easy. So it's a straightforward run overall, right? The BTC is on a bearish trend. That's a breakout there, so we'll wait for the market to give us a lower high, then we'll be selling. But if the market goes, if it goes like this, and we got a nice rejection zone, we sell more, right? But if the market fails out to continue, right, the market fails to continue, we're going to break more highs and then come back for a retest and then we break, right? That could be a clean change of direction in the whole market history. So that's it for US. Thank you for sticking around, and we'll be for the week coming, right, we'll be checking it, and we'll be dropping some more strategy on how to trade, right? Please subscribe to the channel if you're just looking at this right now, and click the like buttons, right, and share. Thank you for sticking around. This is BuyFX. I'm checking out.